And we're back after a while. Hello, guys.
Hi.
Hello.
I want.
Mom says not to say hi to strangers.
Well, say hi to me. You know me.
Oh, hi, Willer.
Hi.
We're here to talk about One Piece, right?
That's correct.
Yes.
And I'm sick, so my voice is going to sound even nasalier than usual, so please bear with. There might be some coughing off mic. I'll try to mute my mic when it happens, but I'm not the Flash. Nor do I have Star Platinum reflexes, so we'll do what we can.
This reminds me of the episodes in The Simpsons where Bart has to go to like 6 different doctors.
Uh-huh. And then what?
Well, he ends up looking like a nerd. It sounds super nasally at the end of the
I do remember that. Dude, I've been seeing some Simpsons clips that have been slaying me.
Just hold on, I gotta put some shoes on.
I just gotta put my shoes on. Yeah, that's the one. You've seen it. Okay. We're gonna...
Y'all,
Yes,
I'm
Tyler.
so excited to talk about chapters 1072 through 1076 through 1076 with y'all because
Why is that, Tyler?
I have no clue what the fuck's going on.
Oh, okay.
Well, this is why we're here. We're here to back
It's
you
one
up.
of those episodes.
It's one of those episodes where Tyler A doesn't know what's going on, and B, I'm at the point again where I'm like, God, I wish I never started reading the manga.
Yeah.
Dude, the density of things happening per chapter is pretty damn high.
I need at least 60 episodes in the anime to tell me all of this.
But you know,
I
I'm
don't.
about to list everything that happened, and you'll see that when you break it down, there's a very clear chain of events. So let's go over them.
Yeah.
Here we go. Off-screen cough. Perfect. 1072. We get Kuma's memory bubble, Stussy's betrayal. 1073. Cutting back to Sheik's Island with Bucky and Weevil. And then Saint J. Garcia Saturn leaves for Egghead with Kizaru. 1074. Centauro and the Pacifista hold off the world government. The Straw Hats regroup. There's a small Kuma flashback, and Vivi and Wapple are with Morgan. I wrote Wapop on my notes. 1075, the Labo Phase death game begins, and there's the splitting up and fighting the Seraphim. And then 1076, we team up with CP0. We see where the Stella has been trapped along with the other world government members, and we get some Shanks versus Kids setup. And
Yes.
and that's all the main points. So
Don't forget, they've teamed up with CP0 now.
yes, that was point 1 of 1076.
Oh, I was trying to pay attention, but I was flashing through so many different things.
It's okay, Joe. It's okay. So, Joe, why don't I mean, you've talked. What is your favorite bit of this stretch of chapters we got? And this will give others time to prepare for when I ask them.
I know.
I know what my favorite bit is.
Good.
I like Stussy changing sides. I like the increased Kuma background that we're getting, and I feel like we're getting a lot of like good setup for Bonnie as well, especially because like I think with the actually she's the second least seen what's it called, Supernova.
Yes.
Just right after you Rogue, who I'm assuming at this point doesn't exist. I'm gonna be real honest with you.
We've done this on this podcast before. You're a fucking fool, Joe Lloyd. I don't know how else to say it.
He doesn't exist anymore. He's gone. He's out of here. And then he's probably gonna be the actual living embodiment of the One Piece later.
He's gonna be so important for whatever reason.
Yeah. But I really like how we're developing Bonnie. I really like her background and what we're getting from it. And I think that's great. So I like Stussy's design.
Yeah, and I like how you said how she flips sides. I like how she's one of the party members now. Like we split up, and I think she's with who again? Sanji and Nami, I believe.
Y'all,
Which is a fun
this
combo.
leads us.
Yes.
This leads us into the first great Tyler segment.
Ooh.
Do you not know who Stussy is?
Who
Oh
the
my
fuck
God!
is Stussy?
Tyler, you're the worst.
Okay.
I
So
only remember her
you,
because she's pretty.
I want
Is
you
this,
to
the bubble, is this the bubble girl?
No.
I want you to think back to that one arc that you hate, even though you have no actual reason to hate it. Whole Cake Island. There, Big Bomb invites a bunch of world government people and a bunch of like high-ranking people. Stussy is one of those people. She's like, I think, of head of the assassination
No,
section.
head of the Pleasure District.
Pleasure District. Yes, and then
Oh,
it's
Whole Cake?
Yeah.
No,
No, not of
of
Whole
Whole
Cake. Of like
No.
the Grand Line. She runs
Yeah.
the Pleasure District. It's a back.
runs-
It's like a black market kind of thing.
Yeah, she runs the prostitution rings like behind the scenes kind of a thing. But she really works for the government that is revealed I would say like later half of Whole Cake where
Yeah.
she's actually a CP0 agent.
It's
She
when the
shoots-
box. It's when the box explodes. She shoots
Yeah.
one of the other black market dudes with the little
Yeah.
finger pistol.
What box explodes?
There's a
The
big
Tomate box.
There's a big
Oh,
box that
okay,
explodes.
okay,
You
okay.
remember?
Yeah. Okay.
Christ.
Yeah. So that's when we get introduced to Stussy there. And then she kind of just disappears for like a second. I
She
think we
shows
see her
up
with
here and there, but more importantly,
Yeah.
Tyler, she's been in the arc with Lucci and Kaku the whole time. Have you not noticed the woman with them?
Nope. Complete background character I thought was Bubble Girl.
Oh
Nope.
my god. She shows up. She's like, it's been a while since we've been here. She's explaining like how the defense
This is
system
the
works.
first time I've mentally been introduced to this character.
it's like the numbers all over again. Except Tyler kind of was in the right there to not acknowledge them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's a uncommon Tyler W. But
Yeah.
I just like I was like, okay, this is a new character to me. They even put a tag on her.
hey,
Um,
it's all
Everybody's
good.
flipping out like I'm supposed to know who she is.
You are a little bit, but we're not mad about it. And hey, you know
Yeah.
now, One Piece has 1,000 characters, and some of them are gonna slip through the cracks. I was more surprised you didn't notice she was in a fucking arc this whole time. That was my problem.
He didn't notice the giant Godzilla monsters. So I mean,
Yeah, I mean they
I mean,
were.
I have been reading a manga with giant Godzilla monsters, so
that's fair.
So
Uh,
that's Stussy stuff. I think that covers with
No.
Bonnie, Joe. You said Bonnie's getting some cool setup. There's that chapter where they talk about like the chapter opens with them talking about their first great creation.
Yeah.
It's like it's like Mads talking about their first great creation. I want to say it's like 1073 or something. And the chapter is kind of ambiguous whether they're talking about Stussy being a clone of Bucky or maybe Bonnie being that first great creation, because Bonnie is also prevalent in that chapter. So I'm not sure if there's like this supposed to be this undercurrent of maybe Bonnie's also an experiment by them, and that's why she's like Kuma's daughter or something like that. I don't know if anyone else got
Yeah.
that sense.
But I think it's
Nah,
just cool that I don't know. I think, but at least as recently as our last podcast, I think Stussy being a part of Mads was still in theory category, even though it was like a we're 99% sure theory.
Yeah, it was like the next chapter that confirmed it.
So I don't know. I really like seeing how she ties to Weevil's hag.
It's his Matt's clone experiment successful subject number 1. That's just her tag.
Yeah.
Spoiler.
No, it's not the tag. Like, there's speech bubbles of Mads themselves talking, I think, the next chapter. But it's all theory fodder either way, so we won't know.
Yeah.
Here's what I'm
Mads
wondering
is
though.
the cover chapter dudes, right?
Yeah, so
Yeah.
let's do a little history lesson. Mads is been brought up, Tyler, as Caesar Clown, Judge, Vinsmoke, and Queen from
Queen.
Kaido's army are all mad scientists in the past. So they had like and Vegapunk. They had a big science group back in the day.
Mhm.
And we're seeing like their story in the cover story, which is really cool.
Yeah.
It's interesting because this is like the cover story that like has been the most aligned to an arc.
This is brilliant.
Right?
This is what we
fucking
needed.
canon.
Yeah, it's all
They're
really
they're all
canon.
canon.
Well, if
It's-
if it's not one where they're like hanging out with animals, if it's one of the
Yeah.
ones telling a story of some characters, those are canon.
Yeah. And so it feels like Oda at this point is really getting to the point of like we're getting to the end point because now our like cover pages are like folding over on top of what's actually happening.
Low key, I think this is how he could address like getting some backstory for some big events like Rocky Port incident or even maybe God Valley. Something like that could be done like this. I don't know if people would like that.
So
but
Stussy works for Vegapunk,
yes.
Yes.
but she is a created thing like the Stella.
Yeah, she's like their first clone
She is
of Weevil's mom. I think that's
A
confirmed.
clone of Weevil's mom,
Yes.
who is a member of the Rock Pirates.
Yes. Now, Bradley,
Now-
you were gonna ask
That's
something.
the old lady,
Yeah,
right?
so-
The cane?
Yes.
Okay.
Knowing what we do now, what the fuck is Weevil? Is he really Whitebeard's son?
So I just thought it was interesting that we get like this thing with Weevil, the chapter after we talk about clones,
Yeah.
and like they don't
Yeah.
confirm he's a clone, but I feel like the placement is just a little sus.
Oh,
I think he's a clone.
I also wanted to talk about this flashback with Weevil, because I don't think those are Marines.
Really?
I think those are like paid off pirates because they look a bit too villainous and there's just something up with their garb that doesn't match up. So I think they're fake Marines to like sway this village over to Weevil's side or something in
Wow,
that
that
regard.
would be wild.
That would be pretty wild.
I just took them for Marines, and I wanted to bring up we haven't seen like Marines being bullies in a long
Yeah.
time, like in a long time.
But
feel.
if you look at the start of this, they said they're going to confiscate Whitebeard's treasure like a bunch of pirates.
Well, but also it's like just because we haven't seen them be bullies for a while, if you're not a island protected by the Celestial Tribute, they can't do that. Like there's nothing
Yeah,
stopping them
but-
from doing that.
Yeah,
Looking
But
at
also-
this image in the bottom right, I agree with Joe. Like Marines always have an aesthetic to them. Like even when they're drawn in mass, these
Yeah.
guys look sketchy.
yeah, they're too unique almost. Like Marines a lot of times look very fodderish, with the exception of like
Vice
the
admirals
captains.
and stuff and captains.
Yeah.
This dude is a little too evil looking, isn't he?
Well,
Yeah,
don't
it's-
forget there's that Marine Nezumi from Nami's Island that's like
Yeah.
a rat man.
But what Oda does, it feels like, is he'll draw one unique Marine and a bunch of fodder, but he's drawn 4 Marines here in the bottom right that all look sketchy, and only one
Uh-huh.
of them's talking.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
a good point.
And there's not a captain that's mentioned. Like no one's mentioned as a captain, no one's or an admiral or a leader of sorts. There's just this one guy, and then as soon as Weevil shows up, they start running away. And there's usually some sort of like more leadership figure trying to like stand them down or like drive them to attack. Like that's the thing.
So maybe Bucky paid these Marines off to make Weevil look good.
Mm.
Maybe. Like I can totally see that if she's trying to
Aw,
like
dude, we're digging too
But
deep, but we'll
they
keep it in
have-
mind.
They have the snails, and they can say they can't get in touch with the squadron, and they have Marine ships.
I think,
but do they?
Yeah,
yeah, it is a little. Well, we don't see.
maybe
their
they're just like shit tier Marines.
I think they're just
Hold on.
bad Marines.
They might just suck.
They might believe it or not. Some cops
Dude.
really suck, dude.
I love this panel where Weevil's just like, leave my dad's hometown.
This was so. I wanted to bring it up that this is the first time I like Weevil. Like I
Yeah.
kind of needed this. He's kind of cool here, which is why I'm kind of hoping that this isn't a setup because I was like, oh, he did good.
Here's the thing. As long as I've been introduced to Weevil in this story, I've always had the opinion like, oh, I don't know, this old hag is just pretending he's Whitebeard's son to get rich or whatever. And now I know she's Stussy. And here's the thing. Even back when I thought this was a con, I'm like, his strength is kind of undeniable. It's really weird, right?
Yeah, he's strong.
Yeah, like, even the Navy is like, oh, Jesus Christ, it's Weevil.
He's like, I'm not, you know what? I won't. He's got dumb strength. He like he just
So
shows
dumb.
up and like
he dummy thick.
he's dummy
Yeah.
thick. So he's pretty cool that way. And it's nice to see him have this moment. So it was like, I hope this was a genuine moment for him.
So, I don't
So-
know. I've always been of the opinion that maybe he's just a really strong person she found as a con. Now I'm kind of leaning towards, you know what? Maybe he actually does have some Whitebeard blood in him, whether it's clone or otherwise.
Yeah. Former Rocks pirate, self-styled scientist, Mads Freeloader. I think all three of those titles are very significant.
Yeah.
Matt's freeliterate. She's probably part of the squad, and they're like, Stussy, you don't do anything. Or
like,
Bucking, rather. You
She's
don't
the
do anything.
groupie.
She's the
God.
The
groupie,
Mads groupie.
or she's the secretary that like took notes and kept all their files together, and so she used that.
Well, Joe,
like-
she was a rocks pirate.
That's
She
true.
was.
Actually, she can throw down, at least.
But like, was she part of Mads or Rocks first? That's the question.
Rocks.
Mads came after Rocks,
Okay.
I believe. Anywho, I wanted to ask Bradley what was your like fancy boy thing you wanted to bring up, if any.
I want to talk a little bit about the impending Kid versus Shanks.
Let's go.
Here's the thing. My first thought, and I imagine a lot of people's first thought, was, holy shit, Kid is just walking into his death. And then my second thought was like, is he though? Because I'm like, if we want to act like people on the internet and only go off of what we've seen people do on screen,
Yeah.
what has Shanks done aside from be a hockey monster?
Well, I
Stop the
mean,
war.
it's what he hasn't done that scares me. Like, it's that mystery surrounding
Yo.
him.
It's honestly even scarier at the fact that we haven't seen him do anything, because he hasn't had to do anything. He just walks on screen and people are like, all right, whatever you want, sir.
That's that
he
Conqueror's
did take
hockey.
Kid's arm, so he did do
did.
that.
He did
Oh,
do
right.
that.
It was him. Like, because Kid
Yes.
fought every emperor before he
Oh,
got
man.
before he got caught by Kaido. So Kid's kind of like, I want to talk about Kid in a little bit, but Bradley, you can't look at that spread of Shanks, a lot of his crew, and fucking Buggy and Dory, and tell me that Kid is walking out of this.
Bronchi and
Yeah, Bronchi and Dory. Like,
No,
which,
like,
by the way, so fucking sick to see those guys.
yeah.
That
That's
was
the
actually
thing.
my favorite thing.
Oh shit!
Mhm.
Well, it'd be like that.
I don't buy for a second that Kid could realistically beat Shanks and his crew, but I don't know. I at least think he can put on a good show. He's gone toe to toe with
How?
Big Mom.
Yeah. How funny would it be if Kid walks away with a lost leg and he's basically just an inverse Full Metal Alchemist, like Edward Elric?
I could see it with Oda's references and stuff.
Yeah.
One day he's gonna totally lack a body and just be all mechanical.
It'll be like, Frankie, fight me. We are both robot men.
We have to
I
do
just kind of had a thought. Shanks lost his arm and then took Kid's arm and then Kid replaced it. Like I just think that's an interesting kind of parallel almost.
I wonder what it'll mean in the end. It could mean something or nothing.
It's true.
With Kid, it's like, I wanted to ask y'all, like, what's Kid doing? What's his mindset right now? Why is he doing this?
I mean, he did just help take down Big Mom.
Yes, but it was so. I think that's part of it, right? He did it with help, so I think he's trying to like get a solo win to feel better about himself.
So Shanks is trying to take his poneglyph.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, he showed up with the poneglyph, and Shanks is like, "Well, fuck yeah, I need that one. Let's go."
Yeah,
I'll say maybe Kid is just too overly confident.
Does
Or-
Kid just want to fight people?
It could be that, or actually, it could be that maybe he's trying to get Shanks' final poneglyph that we don't know about.
He has, yeah. He
Yeah.
might. Shanks might have the missing poneglyph they were looking for.
Look, if Shanks all this time didn't get at least one of the poneglyphs, Big Mom and Kaido did. I think Kaido
Yeah.
got one. So if Shanks hadn't had one in all these years, I'd be disappointed in him.
Kaido did get one because we handed them out to everyone at the very end of the.
Yeah, with the rubbings. Good old
Yes.
rubbings. What a good plot mechanic where we could just get
Yeah.
some rubbings.
Shanks hid one in Alabasta.
God damn.
No,
Nobody, nobody would look not in the New World for the last poneglyph.
Nobody would look outside of canon in the anime.
Yeah.
Oh,
Uh,
jeez. But yeah,
So
that's
my thing.
Yes, Tyler. This was also your favorite thing, right? So,
Kid is gonna absolutely lose
yeah,
because Kid has killer.
that's
then-
it.
That's it.
Well,
Like,
he's got
looking at his
heated
photo
wire.
background here, He's got
yeah, it's
he's got 4 other people with him, and like one of them's like an old hag, and I'm just like,
Yeah, that's wire or heat. I never know which one's which.
I didn't even know there were other ones.
I only know them from One Piece Treasure Cruise. But yeah,
True.
they exist. They shoot fire out of their mouths.
And they have Dory and Broggy. Like,
And Oimo and Kaishi from Eddie's Lobby. Those are the ones that Usopp befriended, so that's cool. But
So,
more importantly, Joe Rockstar is in the page. Shout out.
Oh, is he?
He's
Where
on the
is
right
he?
side. It's our fucking
Which one's
boy.
Rockstar?
Yo,
Oh,
Rockstar.
I know that guy.
Rockstar has a meme theory that Joe and I love, where someone theorized that he's rocks in hiding because his name is Rockstar.
I mean,
look, he's the goat. What else can I say? He's the undisputed goat. Christ, fucking Rockstar.
Okay, I have another I have a backup one.
Please give us your
Okay.
backup one.
I know y'all want to talk about something else about this chapter, but
Never.
my
No,
favorite
I don't-
character in all of One Piece showed up.
Let's see. Hold on. Let's see if I can get
Big
it.
Bird?
No,
Huh. If
I'm
it-
trying to find which chapter it was.
Oh, in the stretch, would it be Kizaru?
Yeah,
let's talk about
Jay
dude. Let's
Garcia.
talk about Kizaru and Saint J Garcia Saturn.
we haven't seen Kizaru do shit in so long.
And I'm
Yeah.
scared because he's one of the scary ones to me.
He
He's
really
fucking
is.
broken.
Yeah.
His crew is so busted.
I still can't like fathom, like, if anyone else but Kizaru had that fruit, they'd be like, oh my god, like they would be full in L and just be fucking everyone's shit up all the
It
time.
would be horrifying. Also, if that fruit wasn't
Yeah.
in the setting of One Piece, because a light speed kick should pulverize you into red
Yeah, you can
mist.
just do anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, you should be dead.
Give that fruit to like a worm character, and it's actually GG.
No, I'm
Not
excited
even
to see what he
Saiyan
does.
could.
Yeah.
Dude, I also had a backup cool thing.
Hold on.
Anyways,
Let's talk a little bit more about Kizaru real quick. Tyler,
Yeah, what's he doing?
he's on there for 2 panels.
and
I
how did
think
that make you feel?
He's on their way. Are they on the way to
Egghead.
Egghead.
Yeah, like Kizaru's going to Egghead. Like, is he gonna make it there with Luffy still there?
So if he does, he's clearly the final boss. And like, how is that gonna play out? Are we really gonna fight this dude?
But like that would also be a good inciting incident of like Kizaru gets defeated by a warlord. That's a warlord,
An emperor?
or not a warlord, an emperor.
So,
Sorry, an emperor
here's the
taking
thing.
it down.
I don't believe this character is written in a way where he will lose. Not because he is strong, but because he will quit before he loses.
That's
also
the
think that.
admiral way of life. They
It is.
know when to back out.
Yep.
And
You survive more battles by retreating rather than moving forward.
Indeed.
yeah,
But I think if a conflict happens between an admiral and emperor, that's like a just cause for an all-out war against that emperor. Wouldn't you think? From the world government.
I told Willer this 2 years ago, man. All of everything is leading into the same pattern as like part 1 pre-time skip,
Definitely.
where from Water 7, it's just a shit show into like a Nice lobby and them going to war with the world government again.
Uh-huh. And
And
Sambodi
it all
happens, and yeah.
It all leads back up to them against the generals, someone being assassinated, and it's gonna be Blackbeard's crew shows up again, and then that Luffy will be the warlord this time instead of Whitebeard.
Yeah.
The emperor, yeah.
My thing is, it's too early for Kizaru to, because he has to. He's one of the 3 or 4-ish big admirals that we need to be fighting at the end or almost the end. I think it's just too early for him to properly go down. So I think it's gonna be some Terminator shit where we have to either escape or we barely miss him.
Yeah.
That would be anticlimactic if we barely miss him. I don't. That's
Dude,
also not happening.
literally, this is fucking like this is actually just
Somebody.
yes, all over again. Literally, they're being rampaged upon by Paul Dude, and then
Yeah.
Kizaru's gonna show up, and what is Paul Dude gonna do but save them again?
Ooh, but Kuma shows up to save.
Oh,
wow, that would be cool.
But
I don't know
Kuma's
if that
doing
works.
stuff right now.
Well, Kuma's trying to climb the red line.
They
but we
have
don't-
they
we
have
don't
the other
know.
Kuma. They have Lil Kuma.
Well, Lil Kuma. Yeah, well, he does have the pawpaw fruit. You're right.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But Lil Kuma also super brainwashed.
Yeah,
Uh.
which Yeah, I like how the Seraphim are being treated. We're like, yeah, we're knocking them aside, but it's hard, and they just get back up. So it's
Yeah.
like, and they're still kids, so they'll get stronger. So I think the stocks for the Seraphims looking pretty good.
I like one of them gets turned to stone, and that was neat.
York. The
Yeah.
Vegapunk does.
Oh,
Finding those pedophile charges.
man,
He did.
Zoro
Hold on,
and Luffy-
we had to bring that up. Oda did beat the pedo charges by
Oh.
making it clear that it's about cuteness when York gets turned to stone. So good on him for that one, I guess. But go ahead, Tyler.
Wait, where does she? I don't understand. I'm not seeing this.
When she's like, "Oh, you're so cute," S Snake. That's how S Snake turns her to stone. So it means that the love fruit can be used on cuteness. So those world government guys are a little less creepy.
Got it.
Oda lives to fight another day.
Yes, he does. But one day his luck's gonna run out, and we're gonna have some awkward conversations.
Y'all. So you have the Shaka the Evil walking around with
he's
Frankie.
It's actually the opposite. He's Shaka the Good.
Lilith is the evil one.
Oh, Lilith the Evil. I
Yeah.
thought they were all called Shaka. Might be.
No.
Lilith the Evil walking around with Frankie and Usopp.
Good.
And
good
she's
group.
like showing them like super cool weapons, and I'm sitting here like, ain't no
Ooh.
way Frankie and Usopp about to walk out of this building without stealing a bunch of shit.
That's true. That's upgrade
true.
fodder if I've
You're
ever
not
seen it.
wrong. Usopp and Frankie are now at the bottom of the totem pole in terms of strength, since Nami and
Zeus.
Robin got their upgrades.
Yeah.
Brooks down there too. Frankie's above them. Frankie fought a general
Frankie
by
has-
Frankie's
himself.
got the car. Frankie fucking danced all over Big Mom. Don't forget that.
He did, but they haven't had like a direct upgrade.
Usopp needs
like-
it the most.
Yeah, Usopp
Yeah.
needs it. And she goes, this shoots the bubbles that can reflect anything. And he's like, bubble gun?
Ooh, that's true. That's a good point. I didn't even key that as like a future upgrade for Frankie because yeah, it makes sense. Looking forward
Yeah,
to it.
I'm just I'm looking forward to their power upgrades this arc, hopefully, because this is
Do
where
we
they
want to
would
talk
get
about
them.
our Among Us groups right now and just who's with who?
Who's sus?
Because it's Shaka and Luffy
And Zoro and CP0.
and CP0, and then we have Nami, Brooke, and God, what's his name?
The little one.
The little one.
Oh, Edison.
Uh,
No, Edison.
Yeah, Edison. We have Chopper, Atlas, and Robin.
How do you remember all these names?
Cause we do, bro. Just pay attention.
I like Robin's comment here, by the way. It's like, oh, I thought those were a bunch of chopped up Vegapunks.
Classic
oh, no.
Robin.
Yeah. And then we have Stussy, Sanji, and Jinbei. Sanji and Jinbei will be an interesting team up group.
They both have Hawaiian shirts on. That's why
They
team up.
do. That is why they do.
Oda's so big brain, I could never see this coming. And then I think Pythagoras got ganked by the imposter. Which hold on,
Yes.
Bradley, you had one other thing you wanted, a backup thing you wanted to bring up. We got time for it.
I just wanted to talk about how cool the Luffy plus Lucci combo attack is.
Yes. Well, I'm more of a fan of the Zoro Kaku one. Look at the paneling on that one.
That one is way cooler. And like, dude, Zoro versus the Mihawk Seraphim. What a good tease.
What a good tease. I know this would be a
Good
nice
tease.
tease for the future. And dude, he's got the Mr. One Fruit. It's just like I hoped.
That is pretty
So-
badass.
Which is horrifying. If he could do like leg slicers while swinging his sword, good lord.
I will say, like, regular Mihawk better fucking watch his back now.
These Seraphim will be overpowered in the One Piece fighting game. That dude's gonna
Oh
have
my God.
Mihawk moves and Mr. One moves.
I know, it's perfect.
I just love that before they let Kaku and Lucci out, they're just like, oh no, like if you let us out, we'll go back in the cuffs. And Luffy's like, I mean, sounds reasonable to me. And Zoro's like,
And Lucci's like, no, we
Such an
won't.
idiot.
Lucci's
Yeah.
like, I'm going to kill everyone.
yeah.
Man,
This was
he-
fantastic. Like, I think this was
Yeah.
good character for everyone involved.
The title
Yeah.
of the chapter is called Old Friends.
Jeez. Well,
Because
Jesus.
remember, they were friends before they betrayed them.
That's true, especially Kaku.
That's true.
Everyone loved Kaku back then.
Kaku was a bro.
He was a bro.
Kaku.
And I like how
Nice.
he's like trying to argue and like, are you trying to ruin this? Like this was good for Kaku, and it gave him some much needed like character. I think.
Yeah.
I really like this dynamic between Kaku and Lucci, because it also kind of reflects a bit of like Zoro and Luffy, where like
Oh,
Luffy will
definitely.
say something stupid, and Zoro has to come around and slap some sense into him, and we literally see a page before about the cufflinks, with Luffy going like, "Yeah, that sounds like a great idea." Zoro's like, "No, they're lying."
And my favorite bit here is Luffy being like, well, don't go after my friends in the Vegapunks just because you can't beat me, you little pussy bitch. And it's like,
Yeah.
yeah, talk that shit, Luffy. Let's go. And it's good because I think with Luffy being here, like, he has Gear 5, he's so strong as an Emperor. It's like, oh, I guess a logical way we can still hurt Luffy is to hurt his allies. And Oda and Luffy just stopped that right here. And it's like, no, you're not going to
He
do
took
that.
the
I'm going to
bait.
call you out on it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And Lucci's like,
What?
fine, I'll kill you first.
Yo, why is Zoro being smart this chapter?
Zoro can get the group brain cell every once in a while.
Yeah,
Depends.
Zoro. In the heat of
Nobody
battle,
else
Zoro.
is doing. Nobody else is doing anything intensive, so they passed it to him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they threw him a pass, and he'll throw
You know
it back
what?
to Nami when he.
On
she
that
needs it.
note, I think it's in this stretch of chapters that obviously like all the Vegapunks are scattered now, and Zoro's like, I'll go help look, and they're all like, you're gonna go help look?
it's always funny.
It's always funny.
I think there
It
was
just
also
gets-
a good Sanji gag. Sanji gags could be hit or miss, but there was some good Sanji shit
Yeah.
in this section too.
Mm-hmm.
I really like them regrouping. That page just had all sorts of funny little bits, like Nami kicking Lucci and Kaku, and Robin and Frankie are there too because they're all part of that Water 7 crew. So that's fun.
Yeah.
Y'all, I feel like Jinbei and Sanji are gonna hang out after the end of this, because Sanji wants to cook fish from the All Blue, don't he?
Oh yeah, Jinbei can just catch all the fish or
Yeah.
lure them into traps. You know how he controlled those whales in Impel Down? He can be like, "Hey friends, come here! I got something to show you," and then they just
No, dude.
go get burnt.
That'd be so fucked up.
You never know.
My friends-
Jinbei's
but-
fucked. He could do anything.
No, but then in the SBS, Oda says, "Don't worry, they don't really have feelings. They just fake it."
Don't worry, those fish wanted to die.
You
Yo,
see,
if-
Jinbei gives them feelings so they can think.
If
Christ.
Frankie walks off this island without doing a Cyclops laser eye thing, I'm gonna be upset.
Ooh, you
Yeah.
know what? That would be upsetting.
I would.
Granted,
be
he
upsetting.
does not have that ability as far as we know, but maybe he did it off.
Why
screen.
not?
Why not?
Why
You're
not
right.
At this point?
It's
He
One
has
Piece.
He has flashlight nipples.
I
Yeah.
hope. You know what? The gag would be he takes off the glasses, but then shoots flashlight nipples instead.
I like that.
That is how Oda would do that.
He hits his visor with his finger and he goes laser, and then they come out of his nipples.
Or like his shoulder cannons or something. That,
Yeah.
That's how it would happen. Okay,
Oh,
the one thing I wanted to bring up was this death game. Suddenly, the new Danganronpa game is in my One Piece, and I'm excited about it.
It's kind of
Yeah.
a cool mystery they got going on here.
Right? It kind
Mhm.
of snuck under my nose where it's like, wait, the plot of this arc is actually getting really interesting. Where, okay, there's clearly a traitor among us. The Straw Hats were able to get through the thing, but now they're trapped by the defense system. And the biggest wrinkle in the mystery was the world government guys that are in the same cell as Vegapunk, the Stella. So
Mhm.
if it was like one of the Vegapunks trying to get favor from the world government by turning in the others, that would make sense because they're also capturing world government members. So that nixes that idea. So that doesn't leave very many options, I think, aside from, and it's clearly not the Stella because we see the Stella get captured. So either one of the Vegapunks is turning on the others for non-world government related reasons, or that theory that we saw that it's the Punk Records that has become kind of like an AI and is trapping all of the Vegapunks here so it can keep getting memories and keep growing.
That would be so badass.
I think that's such a cool
It's
theory.
Ultron.
I mean, it's more like a Hal from Space Odyssey.
Mhm.
But I think that's really cool, and I like how like Punk Records has been mentioned. It's kind of in the background. It's like this weird brain matter that's in the Labo phase. And I think that would make for a cool antagonist. Do any of y'all have any alternate theories for what could be going on here with like the traitor? Like, because if it is the brain, someone did attack Edison.
Oh yeah, no.
So it's like, or Pythagoras, whichever one of the two it's called. So it's like, and that person's a mystery. So I'm trying to figure out how that would work.
Would it have been another Seraphim?
Seraphim? Yeah.
That's probably most likely like a S Flamingo and
Or S Crocodile, which is actually a woman.
Oh,
it's time.
That's why we haven't seen who attacked him yet.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think it's probably a new Seraphim we haven't seen, which if it is Punk Records, it's probably been active for a long time. So I imagine it like snuck in command during the Seraphim creation process. It like stuck in like, hey, I can also control them while no one else was knowing.
It also... Sorry, I was going to say it would make sense too that that's the plot because Oda likes movies and this is essentially the plot of iRobot.
Yeah, or any science fiction. I think this is right up Oda's alley to do something like this. Yeah.
Yeah, I think, but like, isn't also like maybe I misinterpreted this, but I also felt like Punk Records was just like an extension of Vegapunk's brain. Like he had to cut the rest of it off, and that's what Punk Records is.
But it's where he uploads all his memories, so it's like I don't know. It could be self-conscious or something like that, or like it manages itself.
This thing is going to be the brain boss from BioShock 2.
It's gonna be a mother brain, and it's gonna shoot Cheerio. It's genuinely gonna shoot Cheerios at the Straw Hats, just like Metroid.
I had the Cheerio fruit.
Shut up.
The cereal fruit.
Yo, I would like that one.
So are we going to talk about Vivi, or are we just gonna, you know?
Yeah, we can probably end with Vivi. Vivi is with Morgans.
And with Wapol, which we figured.
Yeah. Why Wapol there again?
They came from the Revelry, and Wapol made it. Well, Wapol was a king, and then he got kicked out. So now Dalton's the king, but Wapol made his own fucking toy kingdom or something.
Yeah, but why is Wapol with Vivi?
So why indeed? We don't really know why, but I think he might have overheard something important, and I think the dialogue might even hit to it.
Mm-hmm.
What's Morgan's job in all this?
He's a newspaper man.
He's just trying to get money.
But why is Morgan's housing Vivi and Wapol?
Because
Wapol called Morgan hundreds of chapters ago that he has a big scoop for Morgan, which we inferred was Vivi was part of the Straw Hat.
That did happen. That's crazy.
Damn.
Oda's a fucking freak. Get this man in prison.
So our theory back then was that Wapol is going to use Vivi as like a bargaining chip to like enhance his position. But from the reactions here, it seems more like Wapol was basically given Vivi and told by Sabo or somebody to go take her somewhere safe.
So the way this
worked,
Wapol probably walked up to Vivi to like, hey, I'm about to blackmail you, so you do what I say, and things will go better for you. And that's when M's assassination plot kicked in. Sabo happened to be there. Sabo takes the blame, and it's like, hey, Wapol, take Vivi, which is just a insane scenario, but I think that's where we're at this point, where things like this are just gonna happen.
Mm-hmm.
It makes sense to me that he was in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Yeah, that makes sense to me too.
Wapol and Mud Guy will have relevance in the fights at the end game?
Not the fights, but I mean they'll show up and be like, "Hey, we helped." I think they'll have plot significance all the way to the end, though.
What you think they're gonna join up with the Straw Hat Alliance like the rest of those kings?
Oh my god!
Yeah,
I have a stupid theory that I just thought of.
Let's go. Right now. Let's do it.
Do you remember back in the Reverie, Wapol was with a bitch?
Yes, it's his wife.
Yeah. What if she got killed by accident because they thought it was Vivi and somehow?
No, Joe. No.
People don't die.
Cinderella.
Kinder. I guess that's her fucking
Shut
name.
up.
Her name is Kinderella.
Lock this man up. He's a freak.
Also known as Miss Universe.
Yes, I do remember she was Miss Universe. So
Yeah.
Wapple married up, dude. I don't know.
But she's not in this. She's not in this image, from what I can tell.
Well,
So she's
because
not
they had to
here.
leave it a scramble.
Yeah.
Oh,
but
speaking of this image, that young lass that's like a little reporter girl, I think her design's super cute.
yeah,
She's with Morgan. Actually, one last thing I wanted to bring up. Oh my god, my voice is sounding so bad. I wanted to talk about Saint Jay Garcia, the GOAT. Do you think that motherfucker could throw down? Can the Goro Saint fight?
Man,
I don't think so. That's why he literally has Kizaru serving him tea.
Well, I mean, that could just be like we are. I mean, in the totem pole, we're so above you that an admiral has to serve me tea. I think
How
that's
here's where I'm at.
How
It's
far
se-
do they like? The admirals don't move often.
They
No.
don't because they only get mobilized. They really only get mobilized if a celestial dragon calls them.
Mm-hmm.
And this, we've seen an elder out of
Out of the room,
the
the elder room.
Yeah.
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 What
He's not part of. He's not the delightful children from down the lane. He's
Wait.
Oh my god.
Hot take.
Yeah.
What if this guy can't like stand? We've
They're
only
that
seen,
old.
We've only seen this guy sitting. If he moves, something like bad happens.
Nah, the One Piece game shows us that they move little chess pieces on a chessboard sometimes.
Okay.
Oh,
to,
okay.
to strategize.
Yeah.
So like
No, look.
they're moving around. Go ahead, Bradley.
Here's my thoughts on the elders, right? It
Yeah.
seems bizarre to me that people this powerful and selfish in the One Piece universe would not have reserved devil fruits for themselves.
Yeah.
Exactly my
Now,
thoughts.
if they so I'm just going to go out on a limb and say they do have devil fruits. If they don't have devil fruits, the only two explanations I could see for that is either one, they genuinely view fighting as a thing that is so far beneath them, like we have people for that.
Mm-hmm.
Which makes
my
sense.
The other theory is that maybe with them having access to all of the forbidden knowledge that other people don't have, maybe they know something about devil fruits that makes them not want to have a devil fruit.
Yeah.
Ooh,
It
that's
could
wild.
also be because it might also be that these 5 dudes and M have all had the immortality operation on them.
Yeah.
Mm.
So, like, I think M has for sure.
Yeah.
50-50 on these guys.
Yeah.
Yeah. But if you have the immortality operation, you might not have a fruit. Like you might not be able to get one because
Eh.
it's part of the. But who
We don't.
knows?
Wait. Hot theory coming in. Theory coming in hot. All right.
Okay.
I'm ready.
But it's not a hot theory. It's just coming in hot.
So, I've seen some shit like, Sanji, and Zoro like they're like the god of earth and the god of I don't know fire or something.
They don't even have fruits. What?
I know, but I saw something on Twitter. People were like, "Oh yeah, like these are 3 like Luffy's the god of the sun, Sanji is the god of earth or something because the way he harnesses the demon power." Y'all haven't seen anything about this?
No, but actually, that does remind me. Since his name is Saturn, I think we can pretty accurately say that the others would be Mercury, Venus, Jupiter, and
Mars?
Mars. Yeah, that'll
did
probably be
we-
the name of the others.
Did we know their names? up to
No.
this
We
point?
don't.
Huh.
That's why this was so hype for me. It's like it's his first name, and that would imply that M is Mother Earth, because it's like a Earth-centric view of the universe,
Yeah.
which would explain that thing in O'Hara, the diagram, etc., etc.
Mhm.
That theory works super well for me.
Also, and it's also Japanese puns because the word celestial in Japanese refers not only to like godly or saintly beings, it also is the same word used for planets or planetary.
Yeah,
Like
which
objects
is
in
why they're called
space.
the 5 elder stars or elder planets, depending on the translation. And you know Oda's a
Yeah.
punny bitch, so.
Fucking whales came out of tears, which made no sense until someone actually pointed out to us that we're reading a translated
Yeah.
manga.
Good old Japanese. I just wanted to say I'm with Bradley. So Celestial Knights were a concept introduced a couple chapters ago. We have no idea what they are. They were name dropped for the first time. I'm inclined to believe that in Mirajaw they have like this training program of knights that will defend the homeland, removed from the world government and the Marines. They're like only in the homeland defending it.
Hold
And the
on.
best of those knights will become celestial, the Elder Stars. So it could be that they're like really well trained, but they don't go out there and fight. But they have the best training and fruits that money can buy because they're that rich. And that could be how like they're probably not going to be like as strong as an admiral, but they're probably like fairly strong if they can fight. That's how I think. But unless there's any other pressing issues, I think that covers pretty much all the big points that we needed to get to.
So the other elders are going to be Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune. Okay.
No,
not
Uranus
Uranus.
is one of the outer planets. So
Okay,
probably not that
why-
one.
Why wouldn't it be Uranus?
It's what it the theory works that Maianus can't be one, and it has to be one of the first 5 planets or 6.
Why?
Oh,
The
man,
reason
go-
being is basically there's the asteroid belt, and so those 5 planets are within the asteroid belt and are the most heavenly because they're the closest to Earth, whereas the other 3 are other bodies that live beyond Earth and its
And
sister
they were
planets,
discovered
basically.
after a certain date. It's like something about
Yes.
how these planets work.
Because aren't the other 3 the weapons?
Yes,
and
yes,
also
exactly.
The other
They're-
3 are the weapons.
The outer
That's-
planets
that's
are
it.
the weapons, and the inner planets are these elder stars, and then there's the Earth.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So
So,
it's
like-
the sun god versus his minor gods, the planets.
Indeed.
Correct. Yes.
Where does
And-
Hino come into all that?
He's the goat. He'll just show up and clean house.
Yeah.
Like, what if he just does actually show back up and he's like, look at all these bitches stuck in the water, zap.
Zap.
But you know what? That does make things interesting because
He's the moon, I
those-
guess.
Yeah, but like those 3 weapons are given the titles of the 5 highest people, basically, of Marijoa.
Yeah.
So it's a weird equality thing as well, where like they see him at that same level.
They might have like weapon of mass destruction level devil fruits. Like I have the destruction fruit. I destroy things, just dead ass.
Hey, are the it's 13 holy bullets or something? Is
Six-
that-
Yeah.
16 holy bullets is an execution
Doflamingo.
technique that the elder dragons do, or the celestial dragons do, but Doflamingo also names an attack after that. Now we're cooking too much because there's something there, but I don't think we can get to a conclusion yet.
This
Yeah.
is all I get to enjoy out of manga One Piece. Anime One Piece is so unga bunga with good music. I'm just like, yeah, like, give me that hype.
Well, it is
I hate
Unga Bunga,
Ungas.
and it does have good music. I'll give you that. Dude,
Mhm.
I think the most recent chapter had Sanji, or episode had Sanji, like, take the hit from Queen as his
He
body
did,
hardens.
yeah.
Which
I posted it.
means, I think that's like 7 or 8 away from Nika. Which,
Yeah,
that's
we're
what
being
I'm...
very
Damn.
close.
I'm in the Nika waiting room right now. I'm
Yeah.
excited for that.
The
These anime
onlys
motherfuckers don't even know.
They don't. It's time for
Man,
the anime to put up or
I-
shut up. I need them to go.
I
all
wish
out.
I was an anime fucker who didn't know.
Yeah, but then you'd be lame.
It's so joyless watching these things afterwards.
It's not
Yeah.
joyless. You
And-
get to see
and they're
bonus
supposed
content.
to be hype as fuck.
They are hype as fuck.
I have to rewatch this with Kelly so I can get that same experience.
I'll put too much pride, put too much effort or stock into not seeing something for the first time. I think it's cool regardless.
I think it's hype when they do the moment in a way I like. Like
Yes.
like some of those clips are like, yeah, that's the good shit. I can't wait to see Big Mom get taken out. That's gonna be
That's gonna
dope.
That'd be great. I'm
That's
glad
gonna
they.
be- I hope that is an episode of just nonstop them fucking around with Big Mom.
Well, you know, that and 5 whole minutes of people going, whoa, whoa.
Flashbacks to Big Bomb taking hits and not bleeding for like a solid like 10 minutes.
That's it. They're gonna be talking about how tough her skin is, and we're gonna keep getting constant flashbacks of how tough her skin is. Like, yeah, I get it. They're saying.
I am
it
glad
out
the
loud.
anime toned down on its Dragon Ball Z auras. There's
Yeah,
some
but
there a
they
little
go
bit.
back
No,
up every
bring-
once in a while.
Bring them back. Bring back
Yeah.
the auras.
No, it's not One Piece. Like I want it to
Gum
stay.
Gatling is just aura.
That's
Bring it back.
That's not kosher. Okay. All right, y'all. I'm going to end things here. This was a great chat. We covered 6 episodes that time, or 6 chapters of that time. Like, this is the format right here. This
This
good.
is the fucking format.
Yeah. Anyways, check us out tomorrow where we discuss Chainsaw Man and Connie Bonacci.
all in one day as I'm
All in
recovering from
one
my-
day.
Now, unironically, Joe Jolion was finished by Bradley, and I want to talk to him about that.
Man.
So once I have recovered a little bit more, we should do that, Bradley.
Absolutely.
Probably around the time the second JoJo Lens comes out, because that's next week.
Yeah, maybe we could do like a. I mean, that'll be a long session, but we'll see what we can do.
On another note, I have taken a break from what's it called?
Yes.
Pact.
Oh, were you crushed by events?
I am on Arc 12.
Oh shit!
Damn.
The boogeyman is out, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's rough. It's rough out here.
Yeah.
Well,
Anywho, I will catch you guys later. Bye bye.
bye.